It's the franchise. This week we're covering movies that aren't really a franchise. But ever since I started this show, people have brought it up to me. The Conversation and Enemy of the State. They say Enemy of the State's an unofficial sequel to The Conversation. And I hadn't seen Enemy of the State since I was like 12 years old. I saw it in theaters and then never watched it again because I didn't really like it. I realize now that maybe I just didn't get it. Like I was 12 years old, like the surveillance shit might have been over my head. But
I more just
I
relate to that guy a whole lot.
Will Smith.
Wait, you said I thought you were coming into conversation.
No, no, no. Enemy of I Conversation I've watched a bunch of times in my life, but
Okay,
Enemy
sorry.
of the State I just saw the one time in theaters when I was 12.
This was the
Uh,
first watch for me. I'd never seen that one.
yeah, yeah, I know. So I never would have agreed to this episode, but back in the day, Henry always wanted to do it, and
But
I
Gene was still
nixed it.
alive, so you had no reason
Yeah,
to.
right. And then when Logan suggested it on the heels of Gene Hackman's death, I figured no one cares about this show anyway. The only one obsessing over these rules is me. People tell me all the time, just do the Brendan Fraser mummy movies. It
It's
doesn't
true.
fucking matter. You don't need to
Daniel,
do
it's so
the old.
true.
I
This
know.
year we should just do the stuff we want to do.
I
Who knows how,
I
especially
know.
after last week, like Lord of the Rings, where you were like, I want to quit the podcast.
Yeah.
They could end
Yeah.
by this year. Let's just do what we want to do.
We might get a little bit loosey goosey this year,
I'd love
baby.
it.
Yeah. All right. So we are doing this. The Conversation from 1974, Francis Ford Coppola's uh third or fourth best movie by any account. And then Enemy of the State, which was the big Tony Scott, Jerry Bruckheimer joint with Will Smith and Gene Hackman in
No,
a
Don Simpson?
similar, if not, well, he was dead by this point.
Oh, he's dead? I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Goddamn.
Uh, Don Simpson only gets credit on the Bad Boys movies because he was still alive when the first one was made.
Wow.
Hmm.
He's so big in my brain. That's really, didn't do that much.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he did Top Gun. He worked with Bruckheimer before his death.
Right.
After his death, he didn't work with anybody because ceased to exist.
Might be working with people in heaven
No, no,
or in
because there's
hell.
no
Do you think
such
he's in
thing.
hell?
No, no. See, I hate to break it to you, but there's no such
Wait,
thing as the afterlife. He's just rotting in the ground.
holy shit. I never thought about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how. Same with Gene Hackman, by the way.
And
He
Tony
will
Scott.
never again exist. Good point. Tony Scott, he did it to himself.
Oh,
Yeah, jumped off that bridge.
let's not talk about it.
Crimson Tide. All right, let's. This is a fun episode about death. So the Logan, that's Logan Adair over there. I'm Daniel Ehrenberg, and welcome to the franchise.
John Cazale, also dead. God damn it.
Good point. Everyone's dead in these
But
movies.
Harrison Ford's still alive and Robert Duvall, they're in the conversation.
That's true.
I
Shout
didn't I
out
didn't check
to.
on the supporting actors.
I didn't
I
really
think that
either.
girl is dead. The
Uh,
the one they're spying on.
mhm.
But this is an old
Um,
movie. These people are
you
dead.
you want to know something fun? There's a 19-year-old that works at my job.
Okay.
Um,
It must be very fun, Daniel.
oh, I did not mean it like that at all. But she doesn't know a lot about pop culture, but
Right?
she knows about Pokemon, Logan. Now, are you familiar with the concept of shiny Pokemon?
No?
Yeah, sometimes there are Pokemon, and then there's a shiny version of it. All right, and that's like a more flamboyant, special version that you don't see as much. Okay, so recently someone mentioned a Han Solo piece of merchandise in the work chat,
Okay.
and she responded, "Who's Han Solo?"
No way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I
Wow.
responded, "It's sort of like the shiny version of Indiana Jones."
And she got that.
And yeah, she did.
Some might argue Indiana Jones is the shiny Han Solo.
Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? Han Solo is much shinier, even especially when he's Frozen in Carbonite.
Oh, that he was so shiny then.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great point, Daniel.
Thank you.
That'd make a good phone case, maybe. The Han Solo Frozen in Carbonite.
I bet you that exists. That
Oh,
must.
it must exist. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So let's start back in 1974 with the conversation, huh? Did you want to do a top 10 list? Should we just
Yeah.
do that? Get that out of the way.
I've only seen 11 films from this year.
That's insane.
I didn't
You
watch
should see
any
more.
extras, but
I've seen 40.
whoa.
Yeah.
Should I even say the one that didn't make it, or should I just
I want to know. Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
good enough to make it?
What was number 11 on the list?
Death Wish. Sorry, Death Wish.
Sorry to Death Wish. Yeah. Look, it didn't make mine either. It's number 28 out of 40.
What if it did make yours? You've seen 40, but it made your top 10.
That would be a
But not
wild
mine.
choice.
I've seen 11.
Yeah.
I'll go with my number 10 or my top 10. Okay.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Number 10, Young Frankenstein. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Solid film. Pretty funny. Decently funny. Number 9, Black Christmas. That's scarier than Young Frankenstein is funny to me.
I'll have you know, Young Frankenstein's on my top 10 list. Black Christmas coming in at number 12.
Yeah, I knew you'd like that one more. 8, Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Martin Scorsese. Pretty good movie. I didn't like the ending, I remember. 7, Chinatown, movie that I have problems with. We don't have to get into. Is that a franchise? I don't think so.
Yes, we covered it on the show. There was an actual sequel to it called The Two Jakes. Yeah.
That's what I call Enemy. The Denis Villeneuve movie, because it has 2 Jake Gyllenhaals.
Good job.
6, the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. Not the Tony Scott version, which we'll talk about later on in our ranking. Number 5, The Sugarland Express, Steven Spielberg. 4, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. 3, A Woman Under the Influence. 2, The Conversation. I feel like that was a little lower, and then I jumped it a couple spots. And number 1, The Godfather Part 2. Look at that. Double Francis.
Great job to Francis this year. He did lose some Oscars to himself. Let's all right, here's my top 10. Number 10, Phantom of the Paradise by Brian De Palma.
Is that his first movie?
No, he made a bunch of weird ones. Actually, we could cover, I think, his first movie.
Oh, Hi Mom, he made previously?
Yeah, Hi Mom is a sequel to Greetings.
Okay.
De Niro plays the same character in those.
Okay, very cool.
Number 9, Young Frankenstein. Number 8, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. Number 7, Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Number 6, A Woman Under the Influence. Number 5, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Very similar choices, Logan. Number 4, The Conversation. Number 3, Chinatown, a film I do not have any problems with. Number 2, The Godfather Part 2.
2?
And, yeah, that's right. Number 1 is, I think, the only 1 and 10 are the only movies not represented on your list. My number 1 is Scenes from a Marriage by Ingmar Bergman.
You don't think The Godfather Part 2 is the best movie ever made?
No.
That's what a lot of people would say.
Best movie ever made is Do the Right Thing.
That's your favorite movie. You don't know if it's the best movie ever made.
That's the best movie ever made.
Ever made.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
Thank you. Have you never seen it?
No, I've seen it. I just don't agree.
Oh, okay.
It's crazy.
That's not crazy. You're crazy.
Oh, I'm not.
Crazy about my gal. That's a reference to the film Heavyweights, where someone calls a guy crazy at the end of the movie. He says, "I am crazy about my gal."
That rules.
I know. It's an amazing line. I'll never forget it. Yes, he is. And many people, it actually very similar to The Conversation and Enemy of the State. Many people say that Dodgeball is an unofficial sequel to Heavyweights because he's playing an insanely similar character.
Yeah, I always wanted to watch that. Heard it's funny. Never did.
Check it out. Written by Judd Apatow.
We'll cover it soon. That'll be my excuse to watch it. Written by Judd Apatow? That's awesome.
Do we know what we're doing next week?
Nope.
Is it that?
Sure. We really don't know.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it at all.
Nope. That was same with this week, though. We just came up with this last week.
That's true. And
we can figure it out.
Yeah, we should probably do a real one next week. Yeah. But stay tuned. Okay. So this film, he banged it out between Godfather 1 and 2.
Crazy.
Just fucking knocked it out. All right. He'd had the script since like the 60s, and it turned out to be very prescient because it came out right in the midst of the Watergate scandal. And it turned out that like all the surveillance equipment that they use in this movie was the equipment that was
Oh
being
wow,
used during that. And so this movie made headlines.
that's awesome. The other
Yeah,
movie was, you say prescient or prescient? I never know how to say that word. The
that's
other
a
one was
great
too, how we're all
question.
getting spied on by the freaking government in the world. Scary shit.
Honestly, yeah. I remember when Enemy of the State came out, the NSA coming out and being like, this movie's a work of fucking fiction. It's bullshit.
Well, that means
And
it's
then
even
like
more real.
and then a couple years after 9/11, like the Patriot Act happened, and like this movie is exactly what was happening.
Yeah. The Jack, whatever Jack Black was doing seemed a little crazy. He had like crazy technology that I'd never heard of. But aside
Yeah,
from that, it seemed pretty real.
Hackman has that whole monologue about how like specific words, like if you say a word, then it gets brought up, and then they're listening to you. That's
Yeah.
exactly what was going on.
If I just think about something, I'll get an ad for it on my
It's
phone later. Like if I
it's
say,
true. It weirds
I
me
can't
out.
say it on the podcast or everyone will get an ad, right? So you have to
Let's
like
get let's
think
give
it to
everyone an
test it.
ad. Let's give
Can we?
everyone
What
an
kind of
ad.
ad?
Yeah. Boy, fleshlights are great.
Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
I'm thinking about buying a fleshlight.
Any specific one? Like molded after anybody or just a random?
Gianna
You ever see
Michaels
those?
because I'm a big Piranha fan.
That'd be a weird one to get. You get anybody.
I know.
All right.
All right.
How do they do
So
that? Do the women like
yeah, I think
they like go in and mold it and then they
that's
come
right.
out? That shit's
100%.
crazy.
Yeah. I
They
remember
better get paid a lot of money. I'd love to
there,
interview someone who's done that.
there was a storyline in Nip Tuck about a girl like had a sex doll made out of her. She was a porn star,
Mhm.
and I remember she had to approve it.
Yeah.
So like she was like fingering herself, going like, "Yeah, that feels about right."
Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. The conversation.
Wow. That
So
was some conversation.
right, that's basically what this show could be called, the
Yeah, people just
conversation.
listen to
Really,
us
any
talking about dumb
podcast
shit.
could be called the conversation.
There's got to be one, right?
There should be.
The conversation. There's got to
Yeah.
be.
All right.
I'm not sure that
Uh,
would work so well though, like SEO purposes.
all right. So this debuted at the Cannes Film Festival, and it won the Palme d'Or.
Wow.
Yeah,
That should be
yeah,
a
yeah.
podcast covering all the Palm d'Ors.
That's actually not bad.
But we should do like AFI. There are other
You
lists
know what
I'd
you'd
rather
call
do.
you would call it
What?
the Palmcast.
All right, I thought you were gonna come up with something way better,
But
honestly.
that are you kidding me? That is great.
I was thinking door would have to be used.
No, man. The
I mean, that's pretty good.
Palmcast.
That's pretty good. But I was like really like, wow, he came up with that quick. And then
Yeah,
Palmcast shows why you came up with it so quick because it's just okay.
because it nails it straight
Because it
off.
was just so perfect. It was right
Yeah,
there for you.
that's right. Well, Coppola nailed this one pretty quick too.
Really did.
That's
Is
right.
this more I don't know if it's more impressive than Jurassic and Schindler or not. But people don't talk about this one, you know?
It's people talk about this one.
Oh, they do. I
Yeah,
never hear it brought up. I only hear that other one said.
yeah, because you talk to dum dums on the internet.
Fair. Yeah.
If you went to film school, they'd be talking about this.
True.
Yeah. All right. So, did you know? You want to know a fun fact about this movie?
Nope.
Okay. Then
No
let's move
fun
on.
facts this episode.
All right. All right.
Sorry, guys.
So, do you want me to do the awards then?
I'm thinking no. I don't really want to do that either.
We're gonna skip that too.
We should probably just end it. I'd go 5 for this one, and then what? A 4 for the next one?
You're gonna give Enemy of the State a 4?
I don't know. It's pretty cool.
All right.
Watching Will and Gene.
Gee. All right. No, I'm gonna give you the fun fact. You'll like it.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
But if I don't, no more fun facts ever again.
All right, fine. But I'm gonna guarantee this one.
All right, go for it. Try your
Listen
best.
to this. The original director of photography on this film was Haskell Wexler. Okay, he got fired like a week into filming. All right, the only thing he shot that ended up in the movie is the titular conversation.
Okay,
all right, but you know he's had a great career. He won an Oscar for Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. He later did Days of Heaven with Terrence Malick. But what he's probably best remembered for, Logan, is being fired from 2 Best Picture nominees in the space of 2 years.
Wow. Okay.
Of 3 years, maybe. No, I think 2 years. Because a year after this, he was fired from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah, that's next year.
Yeah, that's a fun fact, right?
Yeah, that is fun.
Thank you.
Terrible job by that guy. But I think the conversation part is like the coolest looking stuff in the movie.
Sort of.
Like when they're out and you just see Gene like in the background, like spying on them, but he's not even like a main character in the movie. He's just like walking by. And that mime was annoying, getting in the way.
I'm gonna defend mimes.
Okay.
All right.
Do they exist still?
Yeah, they still exist. People have a problem with mimes. When I was a kid in the 90s, that was like a go-to joke. You know how I like to rip on like go-to jokes where like sitcoms, they're just too easy. So like
Palmcast.
.com, I always say that like,
yeah, she's annoying.com.
My mother-in-law hates me.com.
Yeah,
that should be that website.
www.getyourownpencil.com.
Yeah. Is that from something?
No, but it's so good it could be.
Yeah, it sounds like it could be like an iCarly joke or something. But
well, you know all those jokes. That's your favorite show.
Yeah, well, I do. Yeah, big fan now. All right. So, what was it talking about?
The jokes that you rip on.
Right. Mimes.
Oh yeah,
that was a thing in the 90s. We were just constantly shitting on mimes. And what did they ever do?
I've never seen one in real life. Have you?
I have, but not often. Like people act like mimes are just the scourge of the streets. They're trying to go about their daily lives. There's mimes everywhere.
That's what should happen.
Preventing everything. All right. Like I missed my subway train because that mime was making an invisible box.
They're like trolls under the bridge that stop you from going across the bridge.
But like you don't see mimes.
No, I don't.
They're just street performers like anybody else. And frankly, I'll take them over most other street performers because they're quiet.
It's a good call, Daniel. But I'd rather see like Spider-Man or Michael Jackson. That's more fun to me.
I guess I too would rather see a superhero or a gigantic celebrity than a mime.
I thought you were going to say a superhero or Spider-Man. I thought you were going to make a joke there. Like Michael Jackson was a superhero.
Superhero or a child rapist. But but a mime, I'd rather see that than like a drum circle.
Oh, that'd be horrible. But what if they're really good? That could be fun.
It doesn't matter. I've been in the subway. There's amazing drum circles, but it's loud down there and echoey.
Yeah, this is a good call. If you only care about the sound, a mime is your best friend.
You walk by a lot of these street performers wearing headphones, listening to your own shit, a podcast or music or what have you, and you just miss like 30 seconds of it until you're past them.
Not with a mime, though.
Not with a mime.
Pretend it's not there.
That's right. Next time I see a mime, if that ever happens again, I'm gonna give him a donation.
If you're in Vegas, you can just like go to like the Vegas Strip or whatever they call it. There's probably a lot of mimes.
I work on the Vegas Strip. I haven't seen a mime out there.
You see in your own world. That's what's the problem. They're not making any noise, so you don't know where they are. You're like in your phone, walking to your Uber.
Not in my phone.
Oh, I don't know what you do. Talking to your 19-year-old, walking to the Uber.
It's not my 19-year-old. Stop it. God damn it. All right. I'm gonna do the awards too.
All right.
Said not to. what do you want to hear? The Oscars, the BAFTAs, or the Golden Globes? Because it's nominated for all three, baby.
BAFTAs. That's
All
alphabetically first.
okay, we'll do it
Unless you do
alphabetical.
Academy Awards, if
Good
you say it
point.
that
Good
way.
point.
God damn it.
All right, BAFTAs. He was nominated for Best Director,
Okay.
and he maybe split his votes because he was also nominated for Godfather 2. Lost to Roman Polanski for the Chinatown. Gene Hackman lost the Chinatown. Gene Hackman was nominated for Best Actor. He lost to Jack Nicholson. Now, I don't know how the
Pacino
work. They gave Nicholson a double nominee for this and The Last Detail. Chinatown and The Last Detail. So he won on the basis of two great performances.
Well, it wasn't on either of our lists, so that must be the next year or the year earlier.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because I've seen that, and that would be in my top 10.
Yeah, same. I gave that a 5.
Yeah, I don't know where that's at.
All right.
But that's crazy. But Pacino this year gives one of the best performances of all time in The Godfather Part 2. He should win the Oscar. And didn't they give it to someone weird?
Nicholson.
He won the Oscar?
Yeah, for Chinatown and The Last Detail.
I can't win the Oscar for both.
The Oscar?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure because Gene Hackman wasn't even nominated.
Okay, well then I'll look.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're right though. Didn't they give it to like Art Carney?
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either he was just nominated or he won.
Yeah. All right. So they lost screenplay, BAFTA to Chinatown, but they won 2 BAFTAs for editing and sound.
Cool.
All right. And apparently The Conversation is one of the movies that Coppola had the least to do with the editing because he was already doing Godfather 2.
Okay.
Right. Golden Globes lost Best Drama to Chinatown. Hackman lost to Nicholson. Coppola lost to Polanski. Screenplay, they lost to Robert Towne. They loved Chinatown at the Golden Globes. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
My problem is like the romance. I don't buy their romance.
All right. And the Oscars, they nominated for picture, lost to Godfather 2. They nominated it for writing, and it lost to Chinatown. They nominated for sound, it lost to the disaster film Earthquake.
Whoa, that's fun. No love for A Woman Under the Influence? They didn't care about that one?
No. Cassavetes is a little too much for these fucking fogs.
Was he always? Did he not win one?
Nah, let's find out.
Yeah.
I don't know, actually.
He should have. What's his best, do you think?
I don't know. Faces or Husbands.
That's my favorite I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Of the few.
He was
There's
nominated
that other
for
one.
He was nominated for A Woman Under the Influence, Best Director, but not Best Picture. Okay. He was nominated and he was nominated for Screenplay for Faces. And looks like he's nominated for Best Actor in a Supporting Role for his role in The Dirty Dozen.
Wow, he's a good actor.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on. This came in at number 31 at the box office between The Sugarland Express and Three Musketeers. I guess there was a Three Musketeers adaptation that year. I guarantee it was bad because all Three Musketeers adaptations.
We haven't done one in a long time, though. You should be happy about that.
Of course I am.
When's the last one we did? Like 2000?
Have we done Three Musketeers?
I feel like we did it in like the late 90s or the early 2000s.
Oh, the last time we made one. I thought you meant the last time we covered one.
Oh, no. Oh, apparently they did one in 2011.
What was
Logan
that one
Lerman and Matthew McFadden.
I kind of remember that. Yeah.
I was thinking of the Charlie Sheen, Kiefer Sutherland from 1993. My bad.
Right, but there was another one after that, The Musketeer.
Oh, really?
By, I think, Paul W.S. Anderson.
Well, I just looked up Three Musketeers, so that wouldn't have come up.
Okay. So let's talk about Chinatown. I don't even know where to begin.
It's the conversation.
Oh yeah, we're not covering Chinatown. We did that already. Check out our episode on Chinatown.
Yeah, that was cool.
But we're covering the conversation today, and it's slow going, gang.
No, I mean,
I don't even mean that as a criticism. It's just a deliberate pace. All right.
But I didn't need the second one to be 20 minutes longer than the conversation. I thought that was a
Nor
weird
did I.
decision.
Me too.
I don't know what
And
they're going for there.
the third act's kind of the worst part of the movie.
Fair. Might be worst part might just be before Gene comes in. I'm just waiting for Gene. It takes like an hour for him to show up.
But I sort of like that about any Enemy of the State because, like, you're watching a movie and it's like a pretty fun Will Smith movie. And then right when it's starting to get like annoying and boring and too convoluted, Gene Hackman shows up and it's like a whole new movie starts.
Fair. I like the way it unfolded though. The way now we're just into the next movie. Let's talk about the conversation.
All right, tell me, have you seen the conversation more than once?
Yeah, this is my second time.
Second time. Okay.
Second time.
When did you watch it the first time?
Probably 2000. I don't know if I have it logged on Letterboxd even or not. So it could be before Letterboxd or around when I got Letterboxd. Should I check? I could probably do that. But I'd say around 2016, 2017. It'd been about 10 years.
Okay, so you were like 15 or 16.
That's right.
This is your first time watching it as a grown man. So
this can't be real. This says watched on 2023.
Did you rewatch it last year?
Or no, I've only seen it one time.
Maybe you're wrong. Maybe you rewatched it, didn't even remember it.
Or maybe that was the first time and I made up this thing where I watched it in 2016.
Maybe.
But I remember loving it. Not my opinion hadn't really changed all that much. So maybe this is accurate.
Yeah. I mean, my opinion hasn't changed on the conversation since the first time I saw it either. Like I remember watching it for the first time when I was in college.
Mm-hmm.
And I was blown away by it.
Yeah.
You know, like I sort of wanted to have the opinion that it's his best movie, Coppola, but I mean, he made The Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
But the conversation,
that's his best, The Godfather?
I don't remember. Let me see.
Should we rank him?
You want to hear my Coppola ranking?
Yeah, I've only seen 11 of them.
All right. I've seen 20.
Okay.
Number 20, Captain EO with Michael Jackson, your favorite celebrity and superhero. 19 is Jack.
Yeah, I thought that'd be 20.
Number 18 is Youth Without Youth. 17, Tetro. 16, Twixt. 15, Megalopolis.
Oh, no.
14 is The Outsiders.
Come on. Megalopolis is better than The Outsiders.
No, it's not.
I remember you hated The Outsiders. Your review is like, fuck this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Megalopolis is like a really fun idea. He's trying to change the world. As we know it today. Maybe he tried.
Right. 13 is Godfather 3. 12 is Tucker, the Man in His Dream. 11, One from the Heart. 10, The Rainmaker. 9, New York Stories. 8, The Cotton Club. 7, Dracula. 6, Peggy Sue Got Married. 5, Rumblefish. 4, The Conversation. 3, Apocalypse Now. 2, Godfather 2, and 1, The Godfather. So yeah.
All right, I gotta listen to your Godfather episode and see why you think that. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But my 11, I went Jack. I haven't seen that Michael Jackson. What is that?
It was like a short film he made with Michael Jackson in the 80s. Of course it counts.
You just add shit. I forget you just like add anything to your list.
Wait, that was a real thing.
That's a short. That doesn't count. I'm not adding shorts. Even the like the Judd Apatow thing. You added a thing he like co-directed. I'm not doing co-direction stuff.
All right, guys.
Doc and Daryl, that's a co-direction.
Logan's lists are purer than mine. Okay, and I'll admit it right here.
That doesn't make it better. It just is more pure. That's just a fact. 11, Jack. 10, The Outsiders. 9, I watched his first film, Dementia 13. It's pretty fun, little shoddy. 8, Megalopolis. 7, Rumblefish. I watched this one too, and I found it sort of interesting, a little boring, more boring than I thought for how short it was.
I like
Yeah,
Rumblefish.
it's good. I was a little too bored though. 6, The Godfather Part 3. I'm a fan. 5, Dracula. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Sorry. 4, The Conversation. 3, Apocalypse Now. 2, The Godfather. 1, The Godfather Part 2.
So
We just swapped those two.
you love the conversation, but you put Apocalypse Now ahead of it, a movie you've only watched the Redux version of and didn't really like it.
Well, it's not fair to say I didn't really like it. That's not true.
Uh-huh.
I could see what should be cut out for the real version. So I feel like I'm able to say I watched the real version because I can watch the Redux and say, well, it's obvious what was cut out because that was bad. So to make it good, cut that out, and then it's
Okay.
great. And also, that
Okay.
movie just should not have been made. It's like one of the movies that should not be made, but it was, and it's fucking magic. The documentary
Okay.
makes it better if you watch the documentary.
Oh yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
All right, so listen, the conversation. Harry Call is
that's
this
right.
fella's name. He's a paranoid guy. He works in the security industry, surveillance. All right. And he's just kind of a celeb in
Mm-hmm.
the industry, which I always forget about this movie because he's such like an unassuming guy and like he doesn't want to make any real connections with anybody. When his landlord leaves him that bottle of wine for his birthday inside his apartment, he's freaked out that A, she had a key, B, that she knew it was his birthday,
Mm-hmm.
and insists that she no longer has a mail key or a key to the apartment.
Would you be
Um,
scared to drink it? Like so she poisoned it or something?
No, I don't think he thought anything was wrong with it. I just think it was
Too
disconcerting
personal.
to him because he doesn't allow anything to be personal.
Yeah, that's his whole thing. Later, even like later with the women like begging him, like, please just like talk to me, like open up a little bit. He can't do it. It's just
Yeah. I mean, at the
who he
start of the
is.
movie, he's in a relationship with Terry Garr,
Mm-hmm.
and he really just can't get past a certain point with her. I don't think
Yeah,
she's even been to his apartment.
really.
Yeah. But
Well, she'll never go
late
now. It's all trashed.
that's true. It's not
Or
as
maybe he'll
cozy.
call her to help clean it up.
Hey woman, get over
But
here. uh um
he
so
works with John Cazale, his best friend.
but yeah, I was gonna say at the security, he goes to a security convention at one point,
Mm-hmm.
and that is the only time we see people really popping for this guy.
That's true, actually. I like
Right?
everyone there. All the actors there were really good.
Me too.
Who I had
There's
trouble with the LVP. I don't know who the LVP is in this movie.
Yeah, I don't either.
Might be the mime.
It's not the mime.
All
All right.
right.
But he's talking to that one guy, and the guy realizes he's Harry Call, and he's
Yeah, that
like,
guy was
"Would
great.
you endorse my product?" And he just starts to like divorce himself from the conversation, and the guy's like, "At least hold it and let me take a picture of you." Like,
Yes, that was like so today too. Like just
yeah,
getting all these like, people on Instagram to just even if they don't care about it, just do it. And he was like, "No, I don't endorse it, so I'm not going to endorse it."
yeah. Harry
What a
Call
legend!
now could have gotten out of the game, been a surveillance influencer.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Just wake up on Instagram, do a day in the life, dump your face in a bucket of water.
Yeah,
That's
do a lot
viral
of
right now.
do a lot of dumb zooms and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like test. Ooh, I can't hear you that well. Let me try it. Let me try this. The whatever, and then
Yeah,
plug it
that's
in.
pretty
Like, oh,
good.
you said, oh my goodness, you step back. You sound too good.
Maybe you should
You
be a
know,
surveillance
but
influencer.
I'll do that. I'll start recording videos of me testing out things.
I love it. All right. So what he's doing surveillance on
A couple,
a couple having a convo. All
a
right.
conversation.
Yeah, that's short.
Yeah,
And
the
just
convo.
out in the street, and they're discussing, it seems like
Something.
they're a little paranoid about something,
Yeah,
but they're just trying to have a nice day together,
I
walking
like.
around Union Square, but not the real Union Square, San Francisco Union Square.
Oh, yeah, good call. Do they change the line reading in this movie? Did you catch it? Because earlier when he hears them talking, they say, well, he would. What do they say? I think I wrote down the exact line. He'd kill us if he got the chance. But
Mm.
and they say it originally like he'd kill us if he got the chance. which that sounds scary. And then later at the end, I think the line reading is he'd kill us if he got the chance. Like if he got the chance before us, he'd kill us if he got the chance.
I've never noticed that.
I didn't either until this time. But when it happened the second time, I meant to go back to listen the first time to see if it changed. Because at the end, I was like, oh, that sounds different. That sounds like they're gonna kill somebody. And I didn't remember that at the beginning.
Well, there's a lot of futzing with the dialogue because it comes across garbled at first.
Yeah, because they all
And
fucks it up.
so I don't know what if the intention was maybe like they got the intonation wrong on the recording or somehow.
Yeah, I wondered if there was an intentional reading of the line to like fuck with us. That would be really cool. I like Cazale's thing where he's so into like he wants to hear it all live that he's so preoccupied listening himself that he's not really catching it on the recording. Like that's part of his problem. There's that part where he's arguing about that. Like I really like that. That was sort of interesting.
What was he arguing about? He was like into those ladies. There were some women doing makeup in the windows of the surveillance van, and he was very excited about that.
Oh, they had like a whole setup. Like come. It's like a two-way mirror, and they take pictures. They're just like voyeur type. He's just like a voyeur. I think that's just what he's into. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
that's really weird.
Oh yeah, he'll jo to those later.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's like going outside the job to just like have his own personal fun. And maybe called it like that.
I do think Cazale is like pretty handsome in this movie, especially compared to how he looks in. Like,
he was dating Meryl, wasn't he?
Yeah. But I mean, it's not like Meryl dates the hottest guy. She's Martin Short right now. But
Meryl was hot though.
Meryl was hot. And you know what else is hot? Her daughters. I just saw Grace Gummer in something, and I was like, God damn. Grace Gummer. All right.
Who's the Gummer? Who the hell is that?
I don't know. I guess that was the dad.
What the hell?
Yeah. Anyway, fucking Cazale. He can't pull a Terry Garr, I would argue.
He had Meryl Streep. What are we talking about?
I'm talking about the character in this film.
Oh.
He's a little bit of a creep. Cazale specializes in creeps.
Yeah. Oh, that was his whole thing in every movie that he was in.
All right.
I feel like
I bring up Meryl Streep.
I know it's hard for me to.
You're like a fucking. When people talk about actresses who are married to famous people, and they always bring up the famous guy. Just let artists be themselves.
Well, you're saying that he's like such a loser, but it's hard for me to divorce that. Like that guy dated Meryl Streep until he was dead. Like his whole life, he was with Meryl Streep. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and she was in love with him. Like she was like on his deathbed with him.
But he's also a professional actor. He embodies roles,
and that was his whole thing.
I don't think he ever played a character that could have pulled a Meryl Streep.
I don't think so either. I'm thinking of the ones I know, and no, have I seen them all? The Conversation, The Deer Hunter, The Godfathers, and then Dog Day. Yeah, well, The Godfathers, and then Dog Day. He was in 5.
Yeah,
I don't think any of them could have pulled Meryl.
No way.
Maybe Meryl played a character that would have been with him though. Any of her like weird characters?
Florence Foster Jenkins.
Her and the Dog Day guy would have been great.
Yeah, they would have gotten along. All right. What else you got?
Oh, I mean, probably so much, but they spy on him and they hear the thing and he gets like real concerned, starts investigating. We have Harrison Ford.
At first, they're trying to figure out that you see them in the office, like trying to decipher the conversation, and it just goes blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Should we mention your favorite guy ripped this movie off, right?
What?
Brian De Palma.
You think Blowout is a ripoff of The Conversation?
A little bit. You don't think?
Well, I would argue The Conversation is a ripoff of Blow Up by Antonioni, and that's more what De Palma's doing.
You got me there. You got me. I haven't seen that one.
Mm-hmm.
Are there 2 blow ups or 1 blow up?
No, there's Blow Up and then Blow Out.
Blow up and then blow out. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fully got me.
That's right.
I thought it was cool. We visit Harrison Ford, and there's a part in this movie where Gene Hackman says his birthday, or he says his age. I guess in that scene of his birthday, did you catch
Yeah.
that? He said he was
No.
42, and Harrison Ford later stars in the movie 42 with Chadwick Boseman.
Wow.
I thought that was
Wow.
a cool connection.
Did you notice that in Enemy of the State, at one point, John Voight states his character's birthday, and it's 9/11.
No,
Yeah.
that's amazing. 3 years. Did he say 9/11 or he said September 11th?
Yeah, he said 9/11/40.
That's awesome. How did I not catch that?
Amazing.
Bad job by me. Great job by you.
Thank you. I'm
But Harrison Ford
really
works-
making up for my impure lists.
Yeah, no, you're doing great now. Ford works for Robert Duvall. That's what it is. Robert Duvall is like the bad guy, or so we think, but later on he gets freaking killed.
Well, right. Duvall. Well, Ford is like the deputy head of the FBI, right?
I didn't really know positions that well.
I'm
really...
pretty sure that's what's going on there. And so he'd been hired by the head of the FBI to get this conversation. And when he goes to deliver it, only the deputy's there. And he's so untrusting of people that he won't even give it to the deputy of the FBI.
I have to hand it directly to him.
Right. So he takes it and then they steal it from him.
That's right. I like that. I think it's later on where he goes to visit again and it's just those guys on the steps. I thought that was really scary and well staged, really cool.
But it turns out, am I right, that Harrison Ford was married to the girl in the conversation?
He's married to her?
Yeah, and she was having an affair with the other guy.
I thought she was married to Robert Duvall.
Maybe that's like ultimately what happens, but for at least a little while in the movie, we think that Harrison Ford's the guy,
and we think that. Well, I think that and we think that they're bad. We don't think Robert Duvall's like gonna die. We think that one of them is gonna die.
Right.
Going back to the conversation they have where they're gonna kill us.
And then he sees them both like on the street at the end of the movie. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's when it all sort of clicks. And then he sees the body like in a body bag and he's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, this guy's dead.
So. An uncredited Robert Duvall.
A lot of people uncredited. In the next movie too. People were just
Seth Green was uncredited in the next movie.
A lot of people though.
So I would say Seth Green is sort of the Robert Duvall.
I'm seeing somebody here for the first time. Billy D. Williams. He plays Man in Yellow Hat, uncredited.
He's just in the conversation scene. He's like a guy, like an extra, basically.
Well, that's really cool, though.
Yeah.
By the way, Coppola, Giancarlo Coppola, Boy in Church.
Wow,
that's exciting stuff.
Do we ever go in a church?
We must. Oh yeah, because he's religious. There's a part where he just like goes in the church. Did you? I thought you'd not like that about his character. He's very religious. He's like, don't take the Lord's name in vain.
Well, people are religious. What? I'm going to hate every character that's religious. I don't agree with what he believes. But
you're typically this loser, this dummy. It's hard for me to relate to someone so stupid.
But like there's in The West Wing, there's that scene where like Martin Sheen yells at God after Miss Flanagan dies, and like I don't begrudge him that.
Okay,
like some people are just religious. I can't. I don't think I could be really close friends with them or anything.
Right, you could watch them on the TV screen.
Right, I could watch them on the TV.
That's
now,
there is a part he
Daredevil is religious.
Really?
I will still read a Daredevil comic.
I didn't know he was religious.
Yeah, I read that there's originally a scene in the conversation where he does a big confession. He goes into a confession.
He did that. That was in the movie.
Might have been longer in the original script
because his confessions were like so funny. He's like, I said the Lord's name in vain.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and it's like, really, that's all you got, buddy?
Yeah,
that was funny. I mean, that's basically
he says that he is I've had impure thoughts intentionally.
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, ooh. Uh, but he ends up he hears on that they were gonna rent a hotel room, so he rents that same hotel room like next to theirs,
Yeah, the
and then he ends up going
next
in
door.
after they leave, and the
I love
toilet
that
flush.
sequence. Yeah, for he walks through it, they've cleaned it up perfectly. Like
Mm.
there's no
How
trace
did they
that
do that?
anyone's been in there. I'm, you know, fucking flushed everything down the toilet apparently.
How though? That was so
Uh,
crazy.
but yeah, there's that scene where he's like slowly opening the shower curtain, looks in, there's
Mm.
nothing there.
No,
Everything's clear, buddy.
he's
And then
paranoid.
he flushes the toilet, overflows with blood. That
But
shit
he,
rules.
but I just didn't know how they did that. Like, how do you know that's gonna work? Toilets are unpredictable AF. Every toilet is like different, basically. It just seemed like a crazy plan.
I don't know. Yeah, but maybe toilets were more uniform in the 70s. We weren't there, Logan.
And it's like a hotel. You'd think, oh, maybe all hotel toilets are the same, get taken care of routinely, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it just seemed wild to me. But anyway, it ends. We bug his apartment. He's like, oh shit, they bugged me, destroys his apartment. But then he realizes, I don't care. I'm just going to play my goddamn saxophone.
That's always been the thing that pushes this movie up to a 5 for me. That whole
Exactly.
final sequence, he gets the call and like they basically tell him like we're bugging him and we're bugging you, and then they prove it by playing a snippet of him on saxophone like from just like a minute ago.
Mm.
And I mean, you act like he takes it in stride. Like I'm just gonna sit here and play my saxophone. First, he rips up his entire
Of
fucking apartment, the
course, he looks for it.
floorboards and the wallpaper and everything.
His
I mean,
his little angel on the shelf. He like broke his angel. That was
yeah,
sad. You knew he
smashes it
didn't want to do that.
because he's religious.
Right.
And yeah. So,
And then he
but
just plays it, plays
then that's the
away.
last shot is just him like sitting in his ruined apartment with the saxophone. It's fucking great.
Yeah. It reminded me of I guess when that other movie came out, the one that you like so much, made by the TV guy,
What are you talking about?
where they're in the woods, Ethan Hawke and was it Julia Roberts?
Oh, leave the world behind. Is
It
that what
ended
it's
that girl
called?
just wanted to watch Friends. Like the world
Yeah,
is sucks and she's just gonna watch Friends in the midst
that's
of
right.
the world falling apart. And that's like Harry
I
Call,
related to that so much.
just listening to his sax as
Hmm.
his apartment is destroyed around him, and he can never
Yeah,
live happily in his thoughts ever again. That's Harry.
I don't know that he was living super happily in his thoughts
But he
before
was living
this.
like they're not spying on me originally.
Yeah, he at least like had a life. He was able to like
Privacy.
maintain like some semblance of a relationship with a woman.
Not anymore.
Um, not anymore. And you know, the character he plays in Enemy of the State, there I really tried to watch it from the perspective of I'm gonna pretend this is the guy from the
Mm-hmm.
conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And it does work.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was never anything where I was like, no, that doesn't make sense. It like the whole backstory they give on
He
the guy
stopped
in
in the
Enemy of the State.
80s and all that.
Yeah, yeah, and
And
he was fired by the
they
NSA.
use a photo of him with the mustache from the
It's
conversation.
from the conversation. Yeah, they have a file on him,
That's
and
the
the
biggest
picture
proof
that
in the
they
film
use
to
is
me.
from the conversation. Yeah,
That's
I
the
mean,
most I need. Not the same name or
it's
anything like that.
probably just a nod, you know, like hey, we got Gene Hackman in another movie about surveillance. Let's throw a nod to the conversation in there. But
It's too accurate though. Like,
yeah,
and when you watch it and when they're listening to everything and like playing it back, you think about the conversation. It's impossible not to.
yeah, agreed.
Uh, so to me, it's the sequel. And when I saw
Okay,
that picture, I was like, oh, that confirmed it to me. I didn't feel guilty at all doing this franchise, you know. But that's the conversation. It's awesome. 5 stars.
yeah, 5 for me.
Yeah, MVP
Um,
Gene Hackman. Honestly, one of the best performances ever. Like he should have won an Oscar, except for Al Pacino's the same year, and he should have won that Oscar. That sucks. Sometimes that just happens, you know. It's
um,
horrible.
yeah,
But he won.
it's
He
true.
Unforgiven. It came back around. He won right for that, right?
Yeah, yeah, but he, you know, that him in the conversation is an all timer,
Truly.
and the last interview he gave before his death, which was many, many years ago, because he wasn't really giving interviews for a while, he did say that he thinks The Conversation is his best performance.
Oh, that's awesome. I
Mm.
never knew that. That's pretty cool.
Mm.
Makes me love this even more, honestly. I thought the girl was really good. I want to give her a shout out. Cindy Williams.
Really, I was thinking about giving her my LVP.
Oh shit.
Um,
Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Cindy Williams. She's from Laverne and Shirley and American Graffiti.
I think
really
she was Ron
like
Howard's
her.
wife.
But I think I every time I watch this movie, I'm just distracted. Like, oh, it's fucking Shirley.
Wow. I don't have that hang up with her. And I think she's just really like whenever the guy's delivering lines to her, like she's reacting to everything that he's saying. Well, I think way more than he is. He's like a little more blank faced than her.
All right, so
I think she's really good.
Let's give him the LVP then.
I was honestly prepared to go the mime because I didn't know anyone. Maybe I'll go. I think I'm gonna go Giancarlo Coppola now. Looking at it, Boy in the Church. You just put him in there to be in the movie.
Fuck you, another Coppola.
Sophia is in Rumblefish. She plays the little sister of the girlfriend.
Yeah, she's also in The Godfather 3.
Right. Well, she's in the other Godfathers too. The christening when they have the baby, that's her in The Godfather.
The baby?
The baby at the end of The Godfather is Sofia Coppola.
It's a much more natural performance than
she's in the second one too. I don't remember where. But I'll go the mime LVP. Sorry to you. I didn't know you loved mime so much.
It's not that I love mimes. I just think they get a bad rap.
That's fair. You just want to defend them a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to Enemy of the State. This comes out 24 years later. 24. That's another show about surveillance.
Do you think I have a question? Do you think that when they were pitching this to Gene that they told him that it's going to be like The Color of Money? Like you with like your new Tom Cruise, you might win an Oscar the way Paul Newman did.
I don't know. I know that
most what it felt like to me.
Was attached to it before Will Smith was.
Oh, interesting. Maybe
because I saw that Will Smith said one of the reasons he wanted the role was to work with Gene Hackman.
It seems like that's how they got this entire cast.
Yeah,
they were just like Gene Hackman is on, and they were like,
we got a big surveillance movie with Gene Hackman, and then everybody else signed on. Yeah,
this cast is crazy.
Yeah, it kind of is insane. Like
we could just read the freaking cast.
At the time, when I saw this when I was 12, I was the biggest fucking Jason Lee fan in the world.
I get it, yeah.
And I remember going in to watch this movie, and he's like 7th build in the credits or something. And I was like, oh my god, Jason Lee is gonna have like a big part.
And he did have a big part.
He had an important part. He had an important part, but then he like dies immediately.
I did not expect that. That was awesome.
It was great. And it was
Tony
good death
Scott
scene.
fucking rules.
But I remember being so miffed, like sitting there in the theater, like, wait.
But you thought Seth Green.
2 hours left to this movie, and I get no Jason Lee.
Yeah, we had Seth Green and Jamie Kennedy, your other two guys.
That's true. I was really excited about both.
Jamie's not in it that much. Seth Green has a huge part though. Seth Green is like a big.
Jamie Kennedy was always getting cast as like a small role in these big impressive ensemble pieces. Mm-hmm. Like Scream was like that, and then this, and then Boiler Room. Yeah, which also has Scott Conn, who's in this.
I don't know how I feel about Scott Conn.
Well, he's only capable of doing one thing.
I feel like he's like the nepo baby of all nepo babies, where he would not be an actor. Like 100%. He would not be cast in stuff if not for his father. Yeah.
The others might have a chance. He's one note. He's
so short. There's the shot where he's like in the same shot with Barry Pepper or somebody, and I just imagine them trying to set that up. Like, all right, we have to pull the camera back even more. Like they're still not lined up together. Like Barry's up here and Scott's down here.
He is a very off-putting person. There's no way he would.
Into the Blue is the one where I liked him. That's
I like the Ocean's movies.
Oh, fair. That's fair. He's sort of doing that here.
Speaking of Barry Pepper, I question the wisdom of putting Barry Pepper in the same movie as Jake Busey.
A little confusing.
I feel like they bring exactly the same thing to the table.
It's a good call, but I think on purpose, like they're just like faceless henchmen, maybe a little bit. But I think Pepper's great in this. Pepper's, I was really impressed with him.
I always like Pepper.
Same.
25th Hour. I think he's like legitimately great in.
He stands out in Saving Private Ryan. He's one of the guys
Yeah,
there.
yeah, big time.
He's really good.
Yeah,
actor.
after Saving Private Ryan, I thought he was gonna be like a big star. I think a lot
Well,
of
didn't
people
that one kill him? The
Battlefield Earth.
Travolta? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I never
that
seen
was
that.
it.
He was in Crawl. He played the father in Crawl. The
Did he?
alligator.
Is that what
Yeah.
he's doing these days?
That's the last time I saw him. Yeah, I think
What has he been doing? Let me look.
Crawl is good. If you guys didn't see
Crawl's
Crawl,
okay.
that was really cool. I really like Crawl. Watched it in the movie theater by myself. It was very
I
fun.
feel like you always like stuff more in when you see it in movie theaters.
Of course. You don't have any distractions. You're able to just watch it the way that they intended.
Oh, he's on like a Western Paramount Plus show now,
What
but
do
he's
you
not
mean? You
even
don't
like the
know it?
lead. Yeah, I don't watch it. David Oyelowo is the lead. He's
It's not Landman or whatever.
no, it's Lawman.
Wait, they have Lawman?
Yeah,
What the
that's
fuck?
different. Yeah, he's in True Grit, the Coens True Grit. He's in the
Okay.
Maze Runner movies. He's around, but like I thought he was gonna be a big deal.
I think it's that movie.
Yeah,
Put him off.
that was
People.
that was it, man.
He looks weird. He looks like David Bowie and Matthew McConaughey had a baby. What do you think about
I can see it.
that? Just thought about that. But
I mean,
anyway,
that'd be the coolest human being on the planet.
that'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It starts with Jason Robards.
Wait. Let me do the.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So this Tony Scott directed it.
The man himself.
Yeah. It was written by David Marconi, and
Okay.
I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I looked him up. His only notable credit after this is a writing credit on Die Hard 4, Live Free or Die Hard, which also has like some surveillance state shit in it.
Yeah.
But I was like, why didn't he have a bigger career? Turns out he's not that good a writer. There was a lot of uncredited rewriting going on in this movie, including by Aaron Sorkin and Tony Gilroy, who later wrote the Bourne movies, which I feel like those two make a lot of sense.
Is he related to Dan Gilroy?
Yeah, I think they're brothers.
Okay.
Um,
Who did Nightcrawler?
Dan Gilroy.
Okay.
So this comes out, but Tony did. I want to say Michael Clayton.
Okay, I think you're right about that.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, this had a $90 million budget.
Whoa.
Made 250.8 million.
I bet Will got like 20 million. This is like the point where Will is like after
This was-
Independence Day, Men in Black. He had already done.
Yeah,
all that shit.
this is post Men in Black. That was really like big times for Will.
Yeah.
Oliver Stone was originally sniffing around to direct, but
Horrible. I would
Bruckheimer,
fucking hate that.
yeah, Bruckheimer went with Tony
That
because
doesn't
they
even make
worked
sense to
together
me.
a lot.
Yeah.
He's into like surveillance shit.
Tony
JFK.
That doesn't feel like this. This is like action.
I
mean,
know.
he did the
You would
Woody
have made a
Harrelson
more
one.
boring version of this.
That's kind of action. Woody Harrelson one. The one where they're like running around killing people. I can sort of picture that like this.
What one?
Woody Harrelson. They're running around killing him and the girl.
Oh, True Romance.
No, that's Tony Scott again.
Oh, Natural Born Killers.
That's the same movie. Yeah,
Right.
Natural Born Killers.
You're
I
right.
I can see that. sort of
Natural
like
Born
this.
Killers is his True Romance.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
All right, this came in at number 15 at the box office between You've Got Mail and The Prince of Egypt.
Everybody's got one of those though. Terrence Malick has his version. There's Bonnie and Clyde. They have a lot of those type of movies.
It's Terrence Malick's version, Days of Heaven.
His first one. No, his first one.
Badlands.
Badlands. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's
yeah,
like
you're
that
right.
too. Those are great movies though. Like that. That's all. That's a concept that it will always be great. They haven't done
Yeah.
that in a while either.
Lovers on the Lamb.
Yeah. They got to do that again. I thought that Strange Darling was going to be like that, but that was like them against each other. That was like the
Right.
reverse. Not what
That
I
was the
expected.
twist.
Yeah. And the other twist was that it was, well, I don't want to say. But
All right. So this film was not nominated for any
what?
Oscars,
What?
but it was nominated for the Blockbuster Entertainment Awards, the Image Awards, the MTV Awards, and the Teen Choice Awards. Which would you like to hear first?
Got to be the Image Awards.
All right, Image Awards. Will Smith nominated for Best Actor of the Year, Best Black Actor.
Oh yeah,
that's just taken as read.
But they don't say
All
that.
right.
It's just they just say Best Actor.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But he lost to Danny Glover in Beloved. Jonathan Demme's Beloved. Regina King was nominated for Best Actress.
She's great
playing Will Smith's wife. She is great. And like I definitely like didn't really know who Regina King was when this movie came out. And it was delightful to see her turn up and have such a big role.
Yeah. I think she's in what? She's in like Friday and stuff. She'd been around. Maybe
she was around, but like she didn't really become a huge deal until like a few years later.
Yeah.
Now she's like widely accepted. Like when people talk about the best actresses in the world, she always comes up.
Was it Beale Street? Was she in that? Was that what did it?
Yeah, but a few things. They were like,
I think that's meant. Did she win an Oscar even for that?
I think she might have. I remember she directed that one night in Miami. That was pretty good.
I never saw that. I only saw One Night in Paris.
What's One Night in Paris?
Come on,
Paris. Oh, One Night. Sorry,
I don't know that one you're talking about. I remember she's in Watchmen. She got a lot of buzz from Watchmen.
That's true. She was really good in that. All right. So anyway, she lost Best Actress to Angela Bassett for How Stella Got Her Groove Back.
Okay.
All right. And they also lost Best Picture to How Stella Got Her Groove Back. He Got Game was nominated. It lost to How Stella Got Her Groove Back.
All right. That's a good one. Mm-hmm. I'd say that's better than this.
Stella or He Got Game?
I haven't seen that Stella, but He Got Game.
Okay. All right, what do you want next? Blockbuster, MTV, or
I want my MTV.
Very well done. Will Smith was nominated for Best Actor, Best Male Performance, they call it for some reason, and Jim Carrey won for The Truman Show.
Cool, awesome! Mm-hmm. You finally did it. Oh yeah, we just did this year on Award Bros Deep Dive. If you guys haven't listened to that,
it's true.
On Patreon.
We didn't bring up Enemy of the State.
I think we both gave Jim Carrey an Oscar though.
Yeah. All right. Teen or Blockbuster?
Blockbuster alphabetically.
All right. Blockbuster. Will Smith won Best Actor in an action adventure film.
Okay.
Gene Hackman was nominated for Best Supporting Actor in an action adventure film, but he lost to Chris Rock for Lethal Weapon 4.
What?
Yeah.
Is he that good there?
No.
Gene Hackman should have won. This
is a very funny awards show. And Jon Voight was nominated for Best Villain, and he lost to Stephen Dorff in Blade.
That's cool. Right. I like that.
Yeah. All right. And finally, the Teen Choice Awards. They're nominated for Best Drama. And I love the winners for these, by the way. The Teen Choice Awards really nailed it in 1998. Okay. I have to say. I'm going to give the Teen Choice Awards a lot of credit. Best Drama, Enemy of the State was nominated, lost to Cruel Intentions.
Awesome.
Yeah. And Will Smith was nominated for Best Actor, but don't even worry about it. He lost to Freddie Prinze Jr. for She's All That.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But
that's who you want to win these awards. The Teen Choice Awards. Yes. I'm glad Freddie Prinze Jr. has a Teen Choice Award.
That's the only one?
I don't know. Maybe he has more.
Yeah.
Should I check?
No.
You don't care?
I mean, you can. I don't want to take too much time, but it's sort of crazy he won that, honestly, for She's All That. Is he that good there?
You have to understand, these awards are not based on merit. The teens loved Freddie. All right?
But we got to be smarter. We got to vote for who deserves it. To just vote for who has the prettier hair.
He actually did win one other Teen Choice Award. It was for the film Down to You, which is terrible.
Damn. So we were just giving him shit. We loved him so much.
Yeah, we loved Freddie.
Didn't matter what he was in.
Mm-hmm.
Including Sarah Michelle Gellar. Oh, that's too much.
Cruel.
What? Who's the guy in that?
Ryan Phillippe.
Oh yeah, he's hot. Why don't we give him awards?
We probably did.
Fair.
All right. All right. Let's get into it.
Okay. Let's rank Tony Scott.
Oh, okay.
I have seen again. Oh no, this time I've seen 14.
Okay, you go first.
Okay.
I've seen 16, and I'm
Oh,
moving Enemy of the State up a few
yeah, you've
slots.
seen Revenge, and there's one other that I haven't seen yet. Domino.
Mm.
14, last place to The Taking of Pelham 123, his remake of that. 13th place. I thought that this was pretty boring and not that well edited. It's a lot of his like just boring conversations. Spy Game. He's like trying to shoot
Yeah.
him like action scenes, but it's just boring.
He really does, right? There's that one conversation scene where they're just like chatting on a roof and the camera is just aggressively spinning around the building.
Yeah, I remember that. There's some in rooms too. 12, I put Deja Vu. I think they're both Tony and Denzel are just like falling back on their star power at that point a little bit. 11, The Hunger. That was pretty good. Now we're moved up
If
into a different
I
tier.
always thought Deja Vu felt like it could have been a TV pilot, like a
Yes, I
sci-fi
liked your
show
review.
from the oh what well I don't even remember
Well, I
what I
didn't
wrote.
physically
Did I write
like it,
that?
but I remember it being like you said it should have been made by somebody smaller, like not as big and blown out as Tony Scott.
Yeah, I said it should have been like a little sci-fi channel procedural, and
Yeah,
people would have loved it. Yeah,
I fully agree with that. Yeah, it was weird tonally. But 11, The Hunger, I like The Hunger. That's his first movie. That's just Blade Runner. Like he was like, oh, my brother Ridley made Blade Runner. I'm going to make The Hunger. It's basically the same movie, honestly. But that's why it's so low. It would be higher, but it doesn't feel like him as much. 10, Days of Thunder, 9, Top Gun, 8, The Fan. I'm a big fan of The Fan.
I
7,
know.
Beverly Hills Cop, 2, 6, Enemy of the State. And then top 5, I think, is above the rest. 5, The Last Boy Scout. 4, Unstoppable. That was like one of the first ones I saw of his. I really like
I love
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
That was the last one he made. 3, Crimson Tide, again with Gene Hackman. Or this was before that one. 2, True Romance, and 1, Man on Fire. That's my favorite.
Man on Fire. That's so wild.
Yeah, I love it.
All right. Our lists are very different. Number 16, Revenge. Number 15, Domino.
Well, I didn't watch those two.
My two least favorite are the ones you
Yeah,
haven't
great
seen.
job by me.
14, Taking It Pelham 123. 13, The Fan. 12, Spy Game. 11, Deja Vu. 10, Enemy of the State.
Oh no.
9, Top Gun. 8, Days of Thunder.
Okay, you flip them.
7, Man on Fire.
That's quite the take. Days of Thunder is better Top Gun. I feel like everyone
Yeah.
says Top Gun is just better Days of Thunder.
That's
You
right.
think the opposite.
That's right. I have hot takes.
It's a good take because Nicole Kidman's so much better than his other one, McGillis or whatever
Yeah.
she is. But also Goose is better than Michael Rooker. Is he in Days of Thunder? He's like the sidekick in Days of Thunder. I think Rooker is way better.
Yeah, but Days of Thunder also has Robert Duvall.
Oh, like his coach or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good call. They're close. They're really close.
All right. Number 7, Man on Fire.
Oh no.
Number 6, The Hunger. Number 5, Unstoppable.
Okay.
Number 4, Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Okay.
Number 3, Crimson Tide.
Yeah, same.
Number 2, The Last Boy Scout.
Yeah. Wow.
And
look at that.
number 1, True Romance.
Okay. Really high on the Last Boy Scout.
I love The Last Boy Scout.
It's fair. One of the best. You know what I love about Tony? He got just the best cast of all time. No one could assemble a cast like Tony. Like the fact that he was putting James Gandolfini in movies alone makes me love him so much.
Good point.
Gandolfini's in like 4 Tony Scott movies. He's the
Man, I just watched Zero Dark 30.
Yeah.
And James Gandolfini showed up, and I didn't remember he was in it. And I was like, God damn.
That cast is really cool. The guy from Creep. Your guy from Creep. Puffy
Mark
Chair.
Duplass?
Yeah, Mark Duplass is in it for a little bit.
That's who he is to you, the guy from Creep?
Well, it's what first thing I saw him in, yeah.
Mm.
But he's in it, and I was like, wow, they just got anybody who they ever thought would crush our scene. Kyle Chandler
Yep.
is awesome in it. Yeah, that movie's awesome.
Awesome.
Joel Edgerton stands out to me in that.
Well, he and Pratt are in the,
But I think he's
SEAL
better
team.
He's cool.
You know who else is on the fucking SEAL team at the end?
I was trying to think, who is it?
Mike Coulter.
No,
Who plays
Plane?
Luke Cage. Yeah, from Plane.
Did they ever make his movie?
Not yet.
Why not?
I
Shouldn't
don't
that have come
know.
out by
Get it
now?
off the ground,
They already have a
bro.
working man coming out.
I
You
know it
know,
looks
like
good.
we've done 2 back to back with Statham. We can't get Plane 2 out.
All
It's not
right.
called Plane 2.
It's called Boat.
Boat. That's
Yeah.
so good. How's there not been a movie called Boat yet?
I don't know.
There's been The Car from the 70s. There might be The Boat.
I don't think so.
No, The Boat. We gotta make The Boat. Oh, we're already doing Boat.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk to me about Enemy of the State.
There's been a few things The Boat. But Jason Robards died.
Yeah, this is well, I mean, in real life, like
And this is
only about
before he died in
a year
Magnolia
or
a year
so
later.
later. Yeah, this is like right before Magnolia. I think he's uncredited in this also.
Yeah, we
Um,
should just look through the cast, honestly.
but yeah, Robards gets murdered by Barry Pepper,
That's
and the
right.
second he turned his back on Barry Pepper, I was like, "Don't do that."
Yeah.
I didn't remember what happened in the scene, but I was still like, "Why are you trusting Barry Pepper enough to
Especially
turn
with
your
that
back on
haircut.
him?"
He had like
Out-
a terribly spiky haircut.
Outrageous. Yeah. John Voight's trying to get him to sign on to this new bill that lets us, like it's basically the Patriot Act, and he says no, and so John
Gotta
Voight
kill him.
has him killed by Barry Pepper, and also involved Lauren Dean from Mumford.
Yeah, I didn't know who that was. I saw him in the credits. I was like, who? I don't remember who that
He's
guy
the
was.
titular Mumford.
Okay.
And
He wasn't
anytime
one
I
of his sons.
no, not one of his sons. Anytime I see him in anything, though, I'm like, oh, Mumford.
All right.
Jason Lee also in Mumford, by the way.
Wow. But yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. Robards uncredited. Tom Sizemore uncredited.
that's wild. He has kind of an important role.
I know. Philip Baker Hall uncredited. Seth Green uncredited.
Yeah.
Seth Green did a lot. That's really
Yeah,
the
why
main
why is Seth
uncredited
Green
people.
uncredited? Like
I thought it was weird he had such a big role, honestly. It is weird he's uncredited.
he could use like the press of being in such a big movie.
He was like the leader of the nerds. There's like a part where he's like giving out
Yeah,
orders. I was like, you could
that's
have given
right.
this to any of those actors. Why him? That's such a weird choice. And the fact he's uncredited. What has he done? Has he been in? Is he even in the first Austin Powers?
Yeah, he's in that. And but this is the same year as Can't Hardly Wait, I think.
I think you're right about that. Yeah,
Mhm.
Buffy had been on for a couple years.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Buffy's premiered in '97. He
Is he even in
probably
the first
came.
season though?
He's
No.
not in the first season, but he's in the second season, and he debuts in the fourth episode. So he was introduced like late '97.
Wow. And he's
Yeah,
just running, making a sprint to stardom. It's freaking awesome.
that's right. He's wearing those glasses with the yellow lenses.
Yep.
Colored lenses were really popular in the
Yeah.
late '90s, and I thought they were cool. Logan, I really did. I had a pair of sunglasses that had red lenses,
Wow.
and they were not prescription sunglasses. Okay, I just like bought them at a store. They did not have my prescription in them.
Right. You wear
But
contacts with them though.
but I never wore contacts, and I wore those glasses all the time. And it was just on days I wore those glasses, I couldn't see. But I thought I looked really cool.
Beauty is pain, or whatever
That's
they
right.
say. You know,
That's right.
I used to have the ones that they weren't red or yellow, but they would like tint when you went into the sunlight.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
when
I've
the
seen
I
those.
kind of they sounded like such a cool idea originally, and then I realized like every time you go outside, that's just how you look when you're outside. That's just anytime you're outside, you look like you have sunglasses on. But I thought that was a weird thing. Like anytime I'm interacting with somebody, I have sunglasses on. I didn't like that. So next time I got glasses, I said no, don't have the transition lenses.
Yeah, I hear you. I knew a guy in AA
Yeah.
who had those. That's all I can remember is him putting those on in AA.
It would be weird. Like even if you were like sitting inside, like right now, if I'm sitting inside and like the sun hit me, they would just like start turning like black, and
Yeah.
I'd be just sitting here with sunglasses on. That's weird.
It is weird.
So I didn't like it. But
Maybe they're
anyway,
better now.
I mean, I had it just a few years ago. Like my last
Oh.
glasses I had, or the
Oh yeah, I always
few
forget.
years
You've
before.
only existed a couple of years.
Yeah, yeah. That's right. Especially like glasses terms, you get them every couple of years, you know.
Yeah. No.
But anyway, we kill him, but then we learned that Jason Lee like spied on geese or something.
I love Jason Lee's surveillance technique. he set up a giant camcorder
Yeah.
like in behind a little piece of glass. It's so funny. Like so much of the technology in this movie is like just little bugs, and Lee has like an enormous camcorder.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Well,
Yeah,
I think that shows he's more advanced. He has the bigger tech.
yeah. So he
We got to get him.
captures this assassination. We've got to get him. We find him in his apartment, and he tries to escape, and we chase him for a while. He manages to hand the tape off to well, it's not a tape anymore. At first, it's on a video cassette, but he transfers it to a little disk
A
drive
disc.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he sticks it in Will Smith's pocket.
I didn't like that part. It was too random. Like what? First of all, I didn't find that funny. Will Smith in the lingerie thing.
I didn't either.
None
I
of that was
hated
funny to
that.
me.
The whole bit where like the lingerie salesperson who was on a couple episodes of Felicity, she was like, "How big are your wife's breasts?" And she goes, "Bigger than yours." Not that
Not
you notice.
noticeably.
Like, come on.
Yeah, and like he doesn't know like her size or anything. Or
What
whatever.
was this lingerie store too?
I had
Like,
questions.
There was the most Jerry Bruckheimer thing in this movie.
They're
Like
just walking around.
it turned
in the
into a
lingerie.
Michael Bay movie for like 2 seconds. They're literally like the salespeople in this lingerie store are wearing like fucking thongs and like bodices and shit. And
Yeah.
I've been in lingerie places with girlfriends and shit. They do not look like this.
Well, I was gonna say like this place isn't real, and then I thought it was
It
just
looked
gonna
like a sex
expose me
shop.
that I haven't been in a lot of lingerie stores, and you were gonna be like, "What are you talking about? This is totally real." But
No,
I'm glad you're
no.
agreeing that this is not real.
No, man. I've been in like Victoria's Secret or whatever. Like,
Well, I know they
you
don't
know,
do that there.
no, but like where do they do this? This is insane.
Yeah. I
This
don't know.
seemed like a women's lingerie store designed only for men to come in.
That's true too. Actually, it was very weird the whole setup. But I thought you might know. I was like, he's been in New York. If they're gonna have it, they probably have it in places like that. He's probably been.
Yeah.
So, but he hands off, and not because they're like. It's just because they knew each other in college. It was so random. Like he randomly sees him in there, and then he's like, "I'll give it
Right.
to you because we knew each other once." It's just bullshit. But anyway, he's a lawyer, by the way. Will Smith. We saw him with James LeGros early on with a. They're doing a case together.
Great to see James LeGros popped up on Severance this season. Great
Okay.
character actor.
Okay, he was in Living in Oblivion. I saw him in recently.
Of course.
Very funny
course.
there. Didn't you say he was playing Brad Pitt?
He is, yeah.
That's awesome.
He's playing Tom DiCillo's vision of Brad Pitt from when he did Johnny Suede.
Very funny. And
Yeah.
but Will Smith, he has a son. I don't know who he is, but
He was cute. I thought the son was good.
I thought he was cute too. And his friend, he has a boy or a friend. The son has a friend who was young Tony Soprano. There's like an episode of The
What?
Sopranos where we see young Tony with like his dad and his mom, like young mom, and it's that little boy.
Holy
It was so
shit.
cool, and that must have
That's
been like
wild.
around this time. But yeah,
Look up Will Smith's son. I'm curious what he's done.
okay.
But anyway, fucking yeah, he's married to Regina King, but they've had some problems over the years. He dated Lisa Bonet in college, and he may or may not have had an affair with her while being married to
No, I
Regina
think he did, right?
Yeah, so she is like very careful about their relationship, and he's sort of seeing her on the sly at this point, but only about work shit.
Yeah, they just worked together, but they did have an affair, so I see why the wife is like so
Oh,
bent out of
100%.
shape. But I like how it's revealed too that like the bad guys are like, "Well, you did have an affair with her, right?" And he's like, "Hey, don't leave me alone, like my personal life." And then it gets revealed like he really did. Like I like
Yeah.
all that. That was really
Those
cool.
weren't even the bad guys. They were like
Philip Baker Hall.
it was the heads of his law firm when he gets fired from his law firm.
Yeah, he's like, "Do you jerk off in the shower?"
Yeah, yeah. You ever have any homosexual thoughts?
That's not my business. So stay out of my.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Like you making a good point, bro.
Yeah, fair enough.
I can't
Yeah.
find the son.
The son, Joshua Washington,
Joshua Washington.
Jascha. I don't know how you'd say that.
Oh, this is it. Yeah, I see him.
He was in Like Mike 2.
Oh,
Street Ball. He was in Big Mama's House too. It must be the little boy
what a
Trent.
career!
He was in
What
an
a
episode of
career!
Zach and Cody, an episode of the
Wow.
Bernie Mac show.
He's in Antoine Fisher.
Really? Is
He's
he?
in
Who's he
Big
there?
Mama's House, the original. He's in.
He could be like young Antoine Fisher or something.
No, he's not. He's not. But he's probably like his brother.
Oh, he's in the original Big Mama's House.
Yeah, he's part of that franchise. We'll cover him again.
Yeah. Snow Dogs,
He's
you talked about him with Tim.
he plays young Cuba Gooding Jr. in Snow Dogs.
Young Ted, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
What
could
a
play
career.
young Ted. I could have played young Ted on How I Met Your Mother. They should have cast me as young Ted.
You couldn't have played that character.
Young Ted?
You could have been young Barney.
Not young Ted? That could be either one.
You don't have Ted vibes to me.
Do you remember Ted, the architect guy?
Yeah, you're not
The
as
main
warm.
character?
You're not as
Not-
warm as he is.
I could be warm.
I don't know about that.
Bro, you don't
I feel like it would be
understand how warm I
wild to
am.
be in a relationship with you. Like I can't imagine you saying something nice to a girl. Like I can't imagine you going like you look beautiful.
It's crazy. I'm just not very nice on this pod. I have no reason to be nice on this podcast.
You could be nice to me if you wanted to be.
Yeah, if I wanted to be, what's the
But you
fun in
don't.
that?
I'm nice
What?
to you. I feel like I have been like it's been a while since I was an asshole to you.
I don't know. I watched 3 Survivor episodes this week, and then
Me
you
too.
said we were postponing it, and now I'm just stuck with like 3 episodes in my brain. Now I have
That's
to wait
not me
for the
being an
4th one.
asshole. That's just me having a terrible work schedule at the
No,
start
I'm
of
just
this
kidding.
week.
I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
How to do a close open.
No, it's okay. But that's the little boy. Enough. That's enough on the little boy, right?
I guess that's
Joshua
enough.
Washington.
Yeah.
But Jason Lee dies. He's on a bike and gets hit by a train or a car, truck or something. It's pretty cool.
A bus.
The bus. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. But he really gets dead.
Yeah, we run
Like
over a
he's-
dummy. It looks awesome.
Yeah. He's
Tony
like,
Scott, he really is
blood all over the fucking road.
Yeah. I wrote down the line. When Will Smith says, like, what happened? There's like an old woman who says, a guy on a bike got creamed. That's what she said. What a line. I fucking
That's
love it.
hilarious.
And we have a few pets. We have a dog named Portia. Do you like Portia?
Yeah, it was mostly Regina King's dog. It felt like Will Smith didn't really have a bond with the dog. But when they broke into the house to look for the thing that Jason Lee gave to him, they painted the dog green.
Oh, yeah. That
Spray
was very
painted
sad.
Yeah. And they
But
stole
it's
his
okay.
blender.
Oh, yeah. Later on, he's like, that's my fucking blender. Why'd they take his blender? That's not cool.
Yeah. We did see him pick it up.
Yeah.
Was it Barry Pepper? Or
Yeah,
Scott Conn, maybe?
It was the deliberate steal. They
Yeah.
really liked it.
right.
Also, I feel like I don't know how long. I mean, he cheated on her. I don't know how long their marriage is going to last for. It seemed like he was just giving into her opinions all the time. Like she'd watch the news, like, oh, that guy sucks, and he was like, yeah, that guy sucks. Fuck that
Mhm.
guy. And she's like, we're on the left, right? And he's like, yeah, go left. But it seemed like he didn't really care that much. He was just like agreeing with her.
Yeah, but you know what? If anything, like all of those opinions that she was spouting at the start of this movie, I think like he over the course of the movie grew to understand that she's completely right, and maybe he respects her even more now.
Good call. I didn't think about that, but
Yeah.
I like that read. But basically,
And by the way, Lisa Bonet's out of the picture. She gets killed.
yeah,
So
that
no
was
no
terrible.
competition.
Yeah, that was horrible. Basically, we learned like Will Smith has like all the intel on us, and to like ruin his credibility, we're gonna leak that they had an affair and we're gonna kill Lisa Bonet and ruin his life and all this shit. So that's what happens. And that's when we like break into his house and everything.
Yeah.
I
Lisa
sorta-
Bonet, by the way, was in High Fidelity with Jack Black. I kept catching little character like actor stuff like that. Like Jamie
Well, there's so
Kennedy and
many.
Scott Conn. They were both in Boiler Room. And
Okay.
you know, there are a bunch of things like that in this movie.
I'm sure, honestly, so many. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't even mentioned.
Jason Lee and Lauren Dean. They're both in Mumford.
Okay. Didn't you say that? It's Jason Lee. Oh, you said Jason Lee. Anna Gunn we haven't mentioned. Played
Oh
John
my
Voight's
God.
wife. That was very
Playing
surprising.
John Voight's wife in 1998.
She's like
Okay.
25 years old.
How old is Anna Gunn at this point? That
Probably
is
like my age. She looks
fucking
so young.
outrageous.
What
Okay.
is this? Is 1998?
Yeah.
She's 30. She was born in
Oh, yeah.
1968.
So she was never really like super young, but still like 30, married to John Voight. It's crazy. But you know what? These politicians are sometimes married to much younger women.
I thought it made
And
sense his relationship. That made sense to
and
me.
she has such a strong personality that like she's never gonna be like a trophy wife. Like she did seem like she like had opinions in the marriage
She
and
runs
stuff.
the household. She wears the pants,
Yes,
not
she
him.
does. Right, right. It felt like, on nine
Same like Breaking
eleven.
Bad too, though.
Yeah, on 9/11, John Voight's birthday, he could potentially be getting a very lazy hand job.
I know you. I know you just survived the building collapsing, and this is your present.
Yeah.
Here you go. She is so good though. She is Skylar White. If you guys don't know her by name, Anna Gunn, but she played Skylar
People know
White.
that, right?
I'm sure
Yeah,
listeners here probably do know. Yeah,
she's done Breaking Bad and Deadwood. And she's a very good
she
actor.
the wife there in Deadwood.
She plays yeah, yeah, sort of, yeah, yes.
Okay. Why are these guys so much higher in the credits? Stuart Wilson, who played Congressman Albert, who's just like the guy on the news, like who they keep showing, and then Laura Cayouette, who is she? Played Krista Hawkins.
I don't know, but you see Larry King a few times in this movie.
He
I
ended the
feel like
film.
I feel like Larry King was like the real go-to guy for like news and movies at this
He's
point.
good. He's pretty. He can deliver it.
He's amazing at that. Yeah.
He's super
But
real.
but yeah, he literally had the last line of the movie. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, like
We're closing out with Larry King.
yeah, he's like, watch out, they're watching us or whatever he said.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my god, Larry King, just like telling us, watch out. So we
Should have been a Will Smith rap right after that.
it should have ended on a Will Smith rap.
Yeah.
Why didn't it?
I
It
don't
might
know.
have, and we didn't stay long enough.
Oh, I
But
stayed.
uh, I can I tell you a take I have watching this movie?
I'd love to hear this take.
When they're making The Sopranos, if they go to James Gandolfini and he says no, I think Tom Sizemore could have done it.
He's too young. Wait, but
How?
Gandalf. But no. I said that. But Gandolfini was pretty young when The Sopranos started.
Yeah, I feel like they're probably the same age, those two.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been as good, but he could have done it. He definitely.
Oh,
has
no
that
one would
vibe
have been
in
as
this
good
movie.
as him.
I gotta say, I kind of think the whole end part of the movie where they know they have like this video cassette drama with Tom Sizemore,
Mhm.
so they go in and like make them think they're talking about the assassination video, but really they're talking about the video that he's on. I thought was pretty stupid.
And the whole
Like,
big shootout.
it got a little farcy for me. I don't know about that.
I agree with that, but that's just the Bruckheimer part of it. He was just like, you got to do it. You got to add in a big shootout in
But
the bar.
it's not even that. That's really important. It wraps up the entire movie. Like this is Will Smith's big plan to like get out of what this is.
Yeah. It
He's
seemed
been
like
on the run the entire movie. He's almost died like a million times. And then the big plan hinges on this weird misunderstanding with mob boss Tom Sizemore.
yeah. I mean, you're right. But I just didn't expect all the guns to be pulled out at the end. And it seemed to me like Gene Hackman was really like the hero of the movie, not Will Smith. Will Smith really takes a back seat in the last hour to me. It becomes like really Gene Hackman's movie. First half's Will Smith, second half Gene Hackman a little bit.
Well, Will Smith's flying by the seat of his pants, Like there's one scene like he realizes he has a bug on him, but he's still got four other bugs on him. Gene
like,
Hackman's
takes his
the
phone
one
apart.
that has to like, take your pants off. What are you doing?
And jacket.
Yeah, take off. Right. The classic Blink 182 album. And so he's sort of running the game in the
And he
second
blows
half
up
of the
that
movie.
building. Like,
He
why'd you
blow
blow up the building? Because you made that phone call. That's like the
right.
best part of the whole movie. That's awesome.
He's got that great cat that he walks
Great
around in a
cat. Love that
bag with.
cat.
And I like how they're when they're trying to figure out who it is that Will Smith's talking to, they're like he never looks up,
Mm.
because the satellites are up there.
Right. Yeah, he's aware. He knows all the rules.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like a
that's
pig.
crazy. Jack
Pigs,
Black is like,
pigs because of the structure of their neck, they can't look up.
is that true?
Yes, that's a fun pig fact for you.
That's not fun. That's horrible for pigs.
I think they're all right. They seem happy.
But that happened. Yeah, we bug him. Oh, but Gabriel Byrne, he played like fake Gene Hackman. Like we think he's Gene Hackman, but then he's not Gene Hackman.
That's true. He has a cab and he makes Will Smith go in the back.
Yeah.
Pretend to be a passenger.
That was very smart. Gabriel Byrne was really cool. Should we just like run?
There's so many actors that it was just cool to see show up.
Yeah, and I think that's because of Gene Hackman. Like we've got him. We can assemble everyone around him, and it makes this movie so much better. Like I'm not sure Robards would have been cast at the beginning if not for Gene Hackman.
It also had a $90 million budget, so they've got some salary money.
That's true as well. Mm-hmm. I loved the part where we're running toward a train, and we like get separated between the trains.
Yeah.
That was such an awesome set piece. That was so cool.
Hackman fell down. He almost got hit by the train. Will Smith saves him. And then I liked that they just keep running or whatever. And then a little later in the movie, Hackman thanks him.
Yeah, I like that too. That just that whole idea for a set piece was really cool. That at that point in the movie, I was starting to think this felt like if the conversation was North by Northwest.
Ooh,
a little bit. Like
I like that.
All the shots there, I feel like they were like shit just going over their heads and shit, and them just like running through a field through to the train. And then I watched Deja Vu, and I read David Sims' review about Deja Vu, and he said that was like Vertigo. And then I started thinking, was Tony Scott, was that just a thing he did? He would just start doing twists on Hitchcock films. I didn't think into any more of his movies, but those two, that's sort of proof there. I thought that was kind of cool. But I guess that's all the big players in the movie.
Aguado from Ace Ventura showed up. I was excited to see him.
Aguado?
Yeah, he's like the cop that's always giving Ace shit.
I don't know those movies so much. Something interesting. At one point, Will Smith like lies and says, like, I don't remember if it's Will Smith or Gene Hackman. They said they lie and they say, "My name is Leon Newman." Did you catch this? And Leon Newman, that's like a Larry David thing, because Newman, of course, is from Seinfeld, and then Leon is JB Smooth's character from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Right. But Leon had not been created yet.
No, but you think he watched this and was like, Leon Newman, well, I've already had Newman, maybe I should make a Leon.
Oh, I think it's clear that Larry David's a huge fan of Enemy of the State.
I think that's right. If I ever interview him, that'll be one of my first questions.
Oh my, that one of your first
questions. Did you get Leon from Enemy of the State? There's a part where they say Leon Newman.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I guess that's it. It ends in a big shootout, and we are safe. Nobody dies. None of our main characters die.
No, he and Regina King are cool with their child. He's being a lawyer again.
Now Bonet's dead, so she don't have to worry about him having another affair or anything like that.
And Voight like goes to prison or something.
Yeah, good. That's good for Angelina Jolie. She hates that guy.
Yeah,
I don't know. If
maybe Anna Gunn can do better now.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's sad. I feel like they had a kid too. That kid's dad is in jail. Mm-hmm. That's sad. Did you ever know anybody that went to jail or prison?
I've known people after the fact. Like I was in jail.
Oh, that's cool.
But I've never known someone who went to jail.
Like you never had an uncle that went to prison?
No. Yeah. No, it was mostly people in recovery. Like when I was trying to get sober, I knew a lot of people in like rehab and AA and shit that had to do some jail time because of some drug and drink shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Ian Hart?
He's Quirrell from
Oh,
from Harry Potter. He showed up in this.
oh, he played Bingham.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he dies at one. He gets a little death scene.
Damn. Just
Hmm.
like in Harry Potter.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's fun. Uh, I feel like Jack Black was fun. He had a lot of work. I want to give a shout out to Jack Black. He was
Yeah, he
enjoyed him.
always gives a little extra in every one of his line readings.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the kind of little role in action movies he was doing at this time, like when he showed up in The Jackal with Bruce Willis.
Okay. And Jack Black's actually getting to like a lot of these people are in it, but they don't get to work with Gene Hackman, you know,
I
like
know.
Gabriel Byrne doesn't or
Honestly, it's
Jason
really
Lee.
just Will Smith.
But Jack Black does, I was gonna say, because Jack Black is in the car with him at the end and they're doing like enhance and they just like have him as a hostage or
Oh yeah,
whatever. And they're
yeah.
just like hanging out. It's like Jack Black and Gene Hackman. And he's getting a lot of time with him.
There's a lot of fun zoom in and hands in this movie.
Honestly, that's why Tony Scott's one of my favorite guys. There's not a person alive who could team up Gene Hackman and Jack Black like that and get them in a movie like in scenes together. Tony Scott's one of the few guys. That's what
Well,
makes him so
welcome to
special.
Mooseport. That had Gene Hackman and Ray Romano.
Oh, I think that's his last one, right, Gene?
Yeah,
Wasn't that his last film?
yeah, he retired after that.
That's horrible.
All right.
But soon it doesn't even matter because we're gonna get him like as a Force Ghost. We're just gonna start putting him in all sorts of stuff.
Please no.
We're,
Please
we're gonna have
no.
deleted scenes from this and that. Unforgiven. We're just gonna put them in. Hoosiers 2 with all deleted scenes. You don't want that?
He'll be the first AI Force Ghost to be nominated for an Oscar because
Oh
now
my
now that
God, that'll
now that
happen.
Adrian Brody won an Oscar for his AI Hungarian accent, I think it's fair game. We could have nominated Ian Holm this year.
If it was just better, they just have to make it
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
Then we'll do it. Who will be? That's like good. That's a great because you know it's gonna happen someday.
Mhm.
Someone will be the first person who will be dead who will be nominated for a totally AI performance.
Yep.
Goddamn. All right, what's in the episode? I'm depressed.
Okay. Yeah.
MVP
What do you
Gene
give?
Hackman.
What do you give it?
It's either a 3 or a 4. I'd probably go 4,
Three.
just how much fun I had with the cast. It's so cool.
It's a 3. I had it as a 2 on Letterboxd,
That's
and
crazy.
but that is crazy. It's definitely not a 2. It's a 3.
No.
But yeah, MVP Hackman. I feel like Hackman is like the MVP of any movie he ever appeared in. Like he's
Sort
Gene
of.
Hackman.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but who's the LVP?
I was thinking Scott Conn. I was thinking the guy Lilo Brancato from The Sopranos.
Oh, you know who I'm gonna go with, and it's not even that I think he's bad. It's just in such a cast of weird heavy hitters and fun character actors and shit. Lauren Dean, the guy from
Mm.
Mumford, I feel like his role was really important. He was kind of John Voight's right hand man. He hired the team of like, Seth Green and Scott Conn and all those guys, Jack Black, and he's just a little bland.
I agree with this. I even going through it, I had trouble putting him with the character that he was, and it's probably just because I don't know that actor, but he didn't make him stand out in any way, and I think that that's fair. Also, his name is Lauren. I don't like that name. It's my sister's name. Makes me think of my sister.
Oh.
I like my sister fine, but it's just weird. L-O. That's
right.
not Loren though.
Read Michael Babcock's comment.
Oh, Michael Babcock
Yeah.
says, feels like you guys are cheating a bit this week, but I do love both of these movies. Also, regards to your Award Bros pick for best song in 1998, would Ghetto Superstar be eligible as best original song, considering it kind of steals from Islands in the Stream by Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers? Interesting.
It does seem like the kind of shit the Oscars get uppity about.
But again, they nominate John Williams for like
but then just give it to Are You That Somebody?
Yeah, you had a lot of options.
Yeah.
But it's a good question.
But
if we're not cheating, they add the image of him from the conversation. To me, that fully counts as the conversation sequel.
We're cheating, but we can be forgiven, much like Will Smith in Enemy of the State.
Or his wife. Didn't she cheat, but he forgave her? Jada Pinkett? Wasn't that a thing she did?
Oh my God. I haven't forgiven her.
Oh, no.
Yeah. All right. What are we doing? next
Oh
week.
my God, what are we doing next?
Yeah,
Well, also, it'd be more a
I'll
cheat like the Cornetto trilogy. Like, I feel like that would probably be like a cheat.
That's more cheating.
This doesn't
All
feel like
right,
a cheat.
Logan's gonna pick a franchise right now, and I'm going to just tell you that this week on Patreon.com/the franchise, we're gonna have a few bonus episodes. We are covering season 41, Drop the Four, Keep the One of Survivor on Comp Beasts, and we're doing the pre-merge this week, and Buffy and Angel on Buffy's Angels. Oh, it's just 2 episodes of Angel, though, right?
Yes.
The Magic Bullet and Sacrifice. We're in the Jasmine period of Angel. And what else are we doing?
Hey, I'm watching here.
Hey, I'm watching here. We'll be coming to you early next week.
And the next week, we're doing this thing. We're ranking the 25 best picture winners of the 21st
That's right.
century. So
I figured out that I've seen 24 of the Best Picture winners.
Same now.
And so next week, I'm going to have to watch Green Book.
And I've got The King's Speech. We'll see which one's better with Colin Firth.
Firth.
Do you know he was in Shakespeare in Love? I didn't know that until I watched that movie.
I saw in your review you were very excited.
He was in a lot of Best Picture winners, Colin Firth.
What an actor.
Seriously. Yeah.
Mark Darcy.
I don't know what we're doing next, Daniel.
Oh, God. I thought you had something. You seemed like you had relaxed.
No, I was just having a conversation with you. Conversation, you know.
Come on, just throw something out there.
Well, the thing I'm thinking of have like 3 things. I don't want to do one thing next week. Should we do Den of Thieves? I saw that's Den of Thieves 2 on Netflix.
I love it. Let's do it. Den of Thieves.
Hell yeah. And then next week we'll think about something. We'll be prepared.
Pantera. Yeah. Next week maybe let's start a project, like a few weeks.
Yeah, I think so too.
We'll do Star Trek or some bullshit.
Born or something.
Yeah.
Star Trek. Well,
yeah. I've been wanting to do that. Those will be fun. They're weird movies. So next week we'll do Den of Thieves and Den of Thieves 2, Pantera, starring Gerard.
I don't know who's in the second one.
I think
I think they got the same Ice Cube son back too.
Oh, O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Sorry, I forgot his name. Yeah,
he's great. Great wrestling fan. You see him in the audience a lot at wrestling events. But
he's a good actor. He's a nepo baby that's pretty good.
Oh, great! I'm totally chill with O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Ingrid Goes West.
Chill,
in that movie.
Chill like an Ice Cube.
Wow, that's where he gets the name Ice Cube, because he's so chill. You think?
Probably.
What about Ice-T? Where does he get that from?
I don't know, but isn't that weird? Like there was Vanilla Ice, but before him there were 2 other rappers with Ice, and they were both black.
Vanilla Ice is after those 2.
Yeah,
that is kind of weird. Yeah, why was Ice so big? Probably because it's cool, chill. You know, I think that's the reason.
That probably is the reason.
Chill Town. It was cool in their room. You know, that's why they did that.
Yep,
makes sense. All right, well, that's next week. Den of Thieves.
Den of Thieves, yes. Come on back, and keep them hot, keep them fresh. Blood is delicious. R.I.P. Gene Hackman.